Slither is one of the somewhat recent horror movies that I would consider a modern classic, that seemed to have kind of flown under the radar for a lot of people, even at the time it was released. The movie is directed by James Gunn of Guardians of the Galaxy fame, and just like that movie, the quick pacing and humor is very similar. Slither is not specifically a comedy though. It's very much a horror movie, but it doesn't take itself as seriously as a lot of modern horror movies do, which is very refreshing. James Gunn has a real talent for juggling multiple strong characters with varying degrees of importance. Many now famous actors appear in this movie, like Nathan Fillion, Elizabeth Banks, Jenna Fisher, and Michael Rooker. There are also cameos by Lloyd Kaufman, Rob Zombie, and James Gunn himself. It also has that guy from Payback who plays my favorite character in the movie, the mayor of the town. He's such an asshole, but at least he tries to help.
Hey, cocksucker!
Morning, Mayor.
Gunn also has a talent for building up scenes into a really big payoff, and it feels like this entire movie is just a collection of those. You find yourself cheering at the screen as much as you're creeped out, and in this movie specifically, grossed out. I remember there was one specific scene from the trailer that I saw as a kid, and it really made me want to see this movie. If you know, you know. Speaking of gross, there's no shortage of disgusting moments during its runtime. There's a lot of age CGI, and some CGI that still looks decent here and there, but there was a conscious choice here to specifically use practical effects for anything important. And the practical effects are where the really icky scenes shine. While practical effects are still around today and arguably making a comeback, you don't see as many of this pulp comic style of horror effects that are brightly lit and very colorful. The gist of the plot is pretty simple. It's your standard Invasion of the Body Snatchers storyline. Except this time it's with these little slug alien things. It also borrows heavily from directors like John Carpenter or George A. Romero or David Cronenberg. Almost like an 80s sci-fi horror movie that was 20 years too late to the party because it was high on cocaine writing down crazy scene ideas. Like, this movie is wacky. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, even though it was released a year after this movie was, this almost feels like an American sibling to the Cornetto trilogy, especially with the cast of characters and the type of humor. So, go watch Slither this Halloween. I give it a 4 out of 5. It's super fun. Happy Halloween. Thanks for watching.
Hell, if you had a Johnny, you'd have married him too.
What's a Jen?
It's country. You know, where Chinese people come from. Learn to eavesdrop better. Zach, hell, your mother's waiting over there. What the hell are you doing here? Scoot, scoot.